G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Simpson Desert Weapon bike build. Chappie's not here again, obviously. This is episode, episode 6. Episode 5, the last one. I've got a couple of fix-ups and corrections to do. Let's do that now. Rightio, so the first one is the old, they mentioned on the things about a half nut, and I said it should have been a half bolt, because this one's, no, that one's the half bolt. I always getting confused. Anyway, that's the half nut that they were talking about. So they were right in saying the half nut. They haven't contacted me. A few of the comments, a few of the guys picked up on it. So they were correct in saying a half nut. This is a new rack. The bottom part is new and it has that welded nut. Apparently it's a nut welded in there. And why you'd want the half nut is because of the clearance between the plastics and that rack. So you'd put that half one. Hence why this bolt is a shorter bolt that screws into there. Bit of confusion, doesn't matter. We ended up putting it on spot on, regardless of me mixing it all up. Righto, next thing. Hey, it's always good to have spare washers. I reckon that's going to be the little trickaroo. Oh no, will it fit? It should fit. We'll find out, hang on. Right, the washer. So there's a washer. It's for this spot here. I think one or two people mentioned about, Mark, I should have a washer underneath because the nut will eat through the, way, jolly jumping bloody, washers. Could possibly eat through the plastic. I'd say it'd take quite a bit of bloody, why would I put the same washer on the same spot thinking that it wasn't going to fall off? Right, let's just undo this. Simple as that. So there's our nut there. So we're going to whack a washer. And I tell you what, guys, I'm even going to put a bit of Loctite on this one, even though this, people told me what it was. I can't remember now what they said that was. I called it a bitey nut. It's a, hang on. Serrated, was it serrated nut? Might be a serrated nut. Righto, bit of Loctite on here. Come on, all the way down the length. So I know that I get you on there. That goes in there. Right down. Now, where's that washer? Washer is on to protect the plastic. For crying out loud. I need 3 hands. That's all right, I'll work it out. Get it all set like that. I reckon that's going to fit to that washer. There we go. Done, that is on. Right, so now that's all done. So to the guys that commented, set me straight, thank you very much. That's valuable bloody stuff. Right, obviously you already know what the hell we're doing because of the thumbnail. So we are doing these auxiliary lights, spotlights, whatever you want to call them, work lights. Attach these to the old Simpson Desert Weapon. These are Stedi Lights. They are the MCX10, which means they are 10 watt. And what do we have? Color temp 6000K, IP68, which means they'll be waterproof, LED spotlight, and I think they're both spotlights, not floodlights, so they'll go longer rather than wider, but they'll work bloody brilliantly. And we've got the waterproof switch. This isn't actually the Stedi brand, but I'm pretty sure they're damn bloody close. Or is it the Stedi? Can't remember now. It's been so long since I got it. It's made in China. The seller is, it's come from New South Wales. Online seller. Yeah, so no, it's not the Stedi one. I'm pretty sure when I got those lights, they were out of stock of this particular switch. I've got the same switch on Max, works brilliantly, in the rain, falling over, whatever. All right, let's have a closer look at what makes up this the Stedi Light stuff. I've got all the tools. I'll be most probably doing the shrink wrap soldering stuff, sleeves, the soldering sleeves. Come on. Rightio, so obviously we have the light, as you can see there. Bloody snazzy snazzy. It feels really good. Obviously it's an aluminium, what do you call it, case, the outer bit. Wires feel all good. Pretty cool plugs. My Chinese ones that I've got on mine didn't have all this bloody guff on there. And so they've got this quick, quick connect, I suppose. So obviously I will be connecting that part of it. So you'll have the option to be able to pull these out. Don't know why, but I don't know. It looks pretty cool. Then we've got the mounting hardware that will basically just run through that. Remember to put that bottom one on, because once you put that one through, you can't get that bottom one in. So that'll just sit in there through that. I've got to make up a bracket, which we're going to have a look at in a minute. I was going to put a fuse on it, but I know when we did the wire that runs to the battery, it's fused, so no need to put another one. So that's it. Get rid of that. One less thing I've got to do. And then of course, we've got to connect all these, connect the two lights together, connect it to the battery and to the switch, and make it all work. Rightio, so where are we going to whack these bloody lights? I know Chappie was saying something about right up here. I know B&B makes a little bloody bracket thing that you can have these hanging down here. On Max, I have mine up here. My philosophy of that is that the higher the lights off the ground, the greater amount of light that you get. The further down they are, the less volume of you're wasting light, obviously, because it's just being plowed. I might be wrong in my no, I'm not wrong in my thinking. The higher the lights, the better the view you're gonna get out of it. And just for shits and giggles, because this goes with everything in life, you can spin shit whichever way you want. It doesn't matter. So for shits and giggles, I want to spin it a little bit more. By having the light up higher, going through mud holes and crap, the lights that are down low normally get shit all over them. So you'll have cleaner lights, not having to bloody wipe them off. Another thing is, if you've pulled up somewhere, it's dark or whatever, you've dropped something on the ground, or I don't know, you got to fiddle with something. If your lights are way down there, you got to be bending down in front of to do whatever you're doing in the light. If it's up here, I can just stand here and fiddle. You spin it any way you want. Righto. Oh, hang on, give me another one. Less likely to get a rock thrown up and smash it, being up higher, further away. Right, enough of the bullshit. So I'm going to mount them the same as what I've done on Max, and I'm going to use the Barkbuster bolt here, a bit of flat aluminium bar stuff. I should have enough. I should have another piece somewhere. That's just going to go like that, and then I'll have this to be able to move it wherever I need it and make some adjustments, and the light will sit up here. Straight up, pretty bloody simple. Rightio guys, so I'm going to make it work out of just this one little piece of thing. I think we'll be able to do it, but we've got, you can see that. Hey, oi, you Scottish bastard. Say hello to him.
Guys.
Righto, I'll come back to you. I've got to have a bit of a chat. Rightio, so yeah, that was Al. He's a Scotsman living in Ireland. I always like saying that. So what's that? 255. So that's 125 125 and a little bit. 125, 125's there, and we'll go a little bit. That should get us somewhere about half. I'll check that so that gives us a little bit more say. I'll say there. Done. Make straight mark on it. Or should I say square mark? Oh, Jesus. Have a look at that, guys. Bloody hell. Righto, let's get this cut. Righto, whacker in the old voice. Yeah, so Al is a crew member, and every now and then we have a bit of a chat. Use that Google Duo, so it's the, where's me bloody hacksaw? Here it is. Yeah, do the video chat, it's pretty cool. All right. Kapowie. Right, so what I'm going to do is just knock the corners off, just make them a bit bloody, you know, a bit presentable. And obviously we don't want sharp bits on our motorcycle. Oh, the hell, I've got how many bloody bikes in here? Holy jumping these things! Righto, so these are all cleaned up. I'm just going to find the middle of each one. So they're 25 millimeters, so that's about 12 and a half. So I'll just call that that. Righto, I've got my middle. So I'm gonna drill a hole on both sides. I'm gonna put a bend in one end. But now I know that, I don't know if you can see that, I'm getting that thing here. That there, that plate is 20. So if I go 10 in, zoom you guys out a little bit, grab me punch, done. Actually guys, before I bloody take it over to the vise, I'm going to mark 25. That'll give me a bit of bend room. So if I want to bend this one, I think I'm going to do something like a 135 degree angle bend. So these will get a bend. I'm eyeing the straight. So they'll get bent backwards like that, but only to not 90 degree, it'll be a 135. Now before I drill these holes, I better bloody figure out what size. So one end has got to have this one go through it. That's an 8 mil it is. And now I've just got to check, so that's that side there. I've got to do this, which is the bark buster. Righto, we'll just grab this bugger out. I reckon that's going to be an 8 mil as well. I don't want to take this off just yet because I want it for the angles. I don't want the lights to be obviously touching on that. Righto, brilliant. 8 mil. Couldn't be easier. Love it when I've only got to use one size drill bit. Hook him in there. Here we go. 2 8 mil holes. One, two. Now guys, I'll say this now. I'm just doing, and you guys are following. I'm not presetting anything up. That's why sometimes I get a little bit confused. There's a lot going on. I'm trying to work out what I'm doing. Then there's also moving cameras and thinking I'm talking and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes I can look like a bit of a, I'm a bit of a nuff, it doesn't matter. All right, so that's pretty good. Right, another one. I'll come back to you when this one's done. Right, so now I have a dilemma thanks to Adrian, who made me this hammer, this tappy tap thing. I've only ever had this hammer, and a rubber mallet hammer. This I just used as hammering. It doesn't matter what it is, I just use that hammer. But now I've got this, I'm going, is that what I should be using this for, or is this used for something else? I don't know. I'm going to use this because it's mine, so I'm just going to do it. But there you go. Someone leave a comment in the thing. Is there a specialised thing? That's obviously brass. That's just a plastic thing. Should I use it for that? Oh, there you go. Right, now I'm just guessing the 135. That sounds way better than this. It sounds the same, I don't know. This is working good though. A little bit more. I reckon that'll do the job. So now, try and get this one to be the same as the other one. Now these lights are adjustable, so it doesn't really matter. Like they've got adjustable that way and, you know. I think this will just make it a little bit more solid. Let's put two in there. Matchy match. Oh, it's got to go a little bit more. I reckon that's pretty bloody good, guys. There you go. Oh, guys, who picked up on my bloody mistake there? God, I even got my... See how it's got the marks? The bloody, what do you call it? The vice marks in it. For me, I mean, I don't care about that myself. But I do have the jaw thing, like I could have put them in to not make that happen. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, now... all I got to do is whack that in there. I can get it to go in like that. Put a washer on it and a nut. That'll be one. That'll be on there like that. I don't know if you can see that. Right, I'll get all these done and bolted up, ready, and we'll see how we go. Rightio, chappy. Let's see if we can get this on. Up to there. I think we're going in. That's looking pretty good. All right, I'm not going to fully tighten that up. Don't worry, chappy, your plastic's all right. There's no marks on there. Zoom you out. There's your light. So that would obviously have to go up like that. Something about there. Actually pull him in a bit. Righto, we'll get that other one on, eh? Rightio, guys, all bolted down. So that's it. Boom. Very, very simple bloody setup. They are on there, bloody not going anywhere. There's that one there. So obviously the ugly nuts are to the inside. Inside, inside. Nobody wants to see your ugly nuts. I reckon I've got about a 5mm difference in height. That one's higher than that one. So we'll see what Chappy thinks. If he can live with that, otherwise we'll just we'll make a new one of those. They're pretty simple, but for now I'm not going to worry about it. I want to get onto that electrical. Right, so I've just pulled this apart. I've got to get this light switch on somewhere. On Max, I couldn't get it around here, my one, because the hole wasn't big enough to go around. I ended up putting mine around there, and I just put a bit of duct tape around there to pack it out, and it works fine. But I think, oh, geez, it might be bloody close. All right, we'll see if we can get it around there, because I think Chappy might prefer it around there rather than having it there or like that. I mean, that's very close to all your lights here, but I'll try it around that. Hang on. Right, yeah, guys, it actually fitted on there. So that's firmly on there. So now we've just got all these wires to get connected up. Righto guys, I've just taken off that front bloody light cover thing. So we've got Chappie's got this set up on here, and his idea was that, so this goes directly to you can see that directly to the battery, has a fuse down near the battery, but he can unplug this, put his compressor straight onto that, and hey presto, fire up his compressor. This part here goes into, you can see that up there, that's the cigarette lighter thing. So if you pull that apart, that now doesn't work, but you wouldn't want that to work while you're doing your compressor anyway. And then we just plug that in. I don't like, and this has got a gotcha strap, bloody strapping it around there. I'm not a fan of how all this is. So I'm pretty sure we can maybe tidy that up a little bit, possibly. He has his key, the key thing there. The ignition is being rerouted to there. So that's fine there. That's fine. So we have to come in behind this for these auxiliary lights, is what I'm trying to think in my head now. And most probably what I'm going to do is go make myself a cup of tea, ponder this, and work out, because I could come in from up this end to it. Would you want lights? See, if it's dark time and you're having to pump up tyres, if we do that, you lose these lights, don't you? See, the whole idea of going from the battery is so that, and you want to run some light, instead of running these bloody other bits and pieces, you just have these. I've done this for pulling up, setting up camp. You just run these ones. It gives you a whole lot better light. I don't know what the wattage, but anyway, that's the philosophy behind it. All right, I'm going to make a cuppa. You can see what time it is up there. It's well and truly after midnight. And I have destroyed the Simpson Desert Weapon. Sorry, Chappie, but it had to be done. So your bike is pulled apart. I've got to take the tank off. I'm not going to do that till tomorrow. I'll give you that reason in a minute. So I chopped it. I thought I'd come up here, chopped it, and then I went, oh, you idiot, why did I do that? The wire coming out of here is not going to be enough to support this, plus these two 10-watt doodads. So then I thought I'd come down and check it out down here. It's the same bloody wire. I can't remember, because we put this in, but I think you later on added this bit in. I can't for the life of me remember. But anyway, so this unit comes with that whole wire. So it's the same gauge wire all the way to the battery. And I don't believe that wire, because it looks thick-ish there, but when you open it up, it's very thin wires in there. And I don't believe that's going to be enough to do all these. So I know when I did Max, I put a nice big dual thick wires, and then from the point up here, then it fed all the different components. Now the other thing, I don't have enough wire to complete it tonight. So that's why, so I won't bother taking that off. I've only got two bolts to take it off, but I'll do that outside, so spilling any bloody petrol on the floor. If we're going to do it, we might as well do it probably, it might be okay, it might not, and you don't want to be halfway across the Simpson, losing your lights, losing bloody cigarette lighter bloody thing, possibly causing a fire. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Morning, fellas. It is the next day. I have been to J-Car Electricals and picked up some decent wire. Don't quote me on this stuff. I said to the young fella there, I said, right, I've got a motorbike. I want to run a cable from the battery straight up to the cockpit, and I've got two 10-watt spotlights and a cigarette lighter to run off this wire. So I want something that's going to handle that. And he goes, right, cool, no worries. This wire, it's got a red and a black in there. The beauty of this particular wire over another one, which I was saying, oh, well, I want the red and the black wire. And he goes, this is red and black, but it's got an extra shielding coating on it. You know, just it's double coated. So the two wires are individually coated. Then you've got this big black thing over it. Cool. I think he said it was, this would hold, this can run 25 amps through it, no problems, which is overkill. As he said, it's overkill, but it's really good stuff. I've picked up a new one of these. This will handle, so that's 25 amps. He said you put a 20 amp in that and that'll keep that all safe. I'll actually only run a 10 amp fuse in that. I'm just, the electrical's bloody, it's hairy, fairy, magical, bloody unicorns and all that kind of bullshit. Yeah, so I don't know whether those lights, how much they can handle, you know, so I think put a 10 amp on it and we'll be safe. So what else was there? So I've taken the tank off and now we just got to get rid of that shitty bloody other wire. We'll rerun this and hopefully we'll get the bloody job done. Righto, so now to start ripping out some of this bloody shit. Make sure we don't cut these. Good old Suzuki's reusable zip ties. We don't cut those ones. They're a brilliant idea. I love them every time I bloody see them. In. That one. That one. Now to disconnect this off here. I'll actually keep that out of the way for the minute. Righto guys, let's have a look at what we got here. Let's just bloody snipperoo some of this stuff off. So this is really, look at that, that's really thick. Like we said, it's overkill. But look at the difference between these two. And if I go over, so this is the wire that's coming out of one of the lights. And then we look at the shitty wire and you look at how thin this bloody stuff is. That's what I was worried about, using this to power two of these plus the cigarette lighter. Whereas when you grab this, hey presto, we have no problems whatsoever. So some of you electrical guys, put your comments in there. Have I gone way overkill? Am I doing something bloody wrong? I don't think so, but anyway, we'll see. I'm leaving it. Be nice in the comments, you know, be constructive. Remember, it's text. I can't work out whether if you don't put a smiley face or a winky face or something like that, I don't know whether you're taking the piss out of me or whether you're just one of those assholes. Righto. Rightio guys, I had to go down to super cheap to get bigger ones. Obviously when you have bigger gauge, you've got to have bigger ones of these. That'll fit in there just nicely like that. Get a crimp down. I'll run that over that one, that over, so it's going to look all nice. This fuse, before, I think the fuse was like that, and that was the terminal on the battery. I'm going to put this in back here so that this actually sits under the seat. I think it's going to be the job. Right, status update. So we have our fuse been put in using those bloody doodads there. That's bloody, they're never coming out, they're sealed. This one here, I'm going to just use the tape around that. On this one here, I'm going to use that to go over that, make that all nice and pretty. So that's actually the job. Oh, where are you? Well, I don't need that much, do I? I only need about I only need about that much. Waste not, want not. Let me zoom you back out a little bit. You can see what I'm doing. I'm not bloody showing everything, guys, because I've got to get this done. Is that going to fit over? Come on. Oh, don't you hate that? That's my next thing. I think that's my next size up. Right, where's my little bloody torcheroo? Now while I'm doing this, guys, on this side, I thought I'd be smart and I'd cut one of these and then flip it up and flip it over it and then do it. It does not work. It just, yeah, I'm sure you guys are laughing at me. But if you don't try it, you don't know. I now know that does not work. These have to be a solid round thing. You can't put a slit down and then slip them over. Beautiful, that'll do the job. Right, now fix this bloody thing up. Done. So now we'll get the black stuff. Where's my black stuff? Here it is. Oh, by the way, that's the 10 amp fuse. I can put that away now. I've shown you guys that. That's it. Beautiful. So now I've got to put these little terminal things on. Oh, bloody thing stabbed me. It should be just enough. But Mark, remember, God, you got to bloody remember these things. That one will, oh no, actually, hang on. Let's get smart. That's not going to go over that, so I'm stuck to using this stuff again. Righto. We're going to want, put him on, and while we're going, so I don't forget, we'll whack this bugger on as well. Cool. Get him in. So is he going to be just, I reckon we don't need that much. Need to nick some of that off. Oh, what are you doing? I reckon that should do it. The old crimper. Boom. Now, can we get this on? Yes, we can. Righto. Cool. Oh, I would have liked that to have pulled right down. Oh, there you go. Done deal. Righto, chappy, are they looking pretty good, mate? Bloody, I reckon they are. So now I'm just going to tape these up together, starting from about there. Should be about right, shouldn't mess with anything. I reckon that, oh, a little bit, just a little bit more. That's it. Righto, let's see how it fits. Rightio guys, so I actually screwed up. It's not, the thing's not sitting underneath there. I've just put this on to make sure where it's sitting, it works. I've put the seat on, it's not having any effect, so it's just sitting there, out of the way, doesn't interfere at all. Right, so as you can see, that'll sit down on there. That'll sit down on there beautifully like that. Cool. Idea was to have that actually in there, but that'll do the trick. So now I just got to feed the rest of it. So we have the battery connected, it runs up, have our fuse under the frame, and remember this doesn't mess with anything so far. Goes down under this little plastic thing so we don't run it, you know, where your bloody seat goes in. Then it swaps over. You can see it coming out of there, following all the way up through there, and coming out there. So what I want to do now is test to make sure it's all working at the minute. Because then I can put all the back part and then worry about doing this front bit. But I always like to test as we're going. So hopefully this light will come on. If I put that on there and that on there. Brilliant. So all that stuff down there is fine. I'll re-disconnect that. Anyway, whatever. Righto, chappies, status update. Your tank is, oh, you know what? I just forgot one very, very important thing. And that's to put that on there. What a bloody dickhead. But anyway, I'll get that done now. So yeah, tank went on, seat, everything. So I've only just got that. I've got to leave that open. And the front bit, and now we're going to deal with that whole spidery, connecting everything up, making switches work and all that bullshit. Rightio guys, so we have got that wire that's coming through here. It comes up and out through there. I've got these, I've allowed a little bit of play there so that any adjustment, just zip tied them around there so they run basically around the back. I haven't cut the tags off yet until I'm happy with everything. So power from the battery, we have one light, light there, so that's the two lights. That is the cigarette lighter. And then, which is always the tricky thing, we have the old 3-prong bloody thing coming out of that switch. So why it's got 3 is because it's got an LED. So my understanding is that these have to go onto the red, positive, and that goes onto the negative. I'm guessing, I'm going to try that out in a minute, that the black one's going to be the ground. And that should all work. And all we've got to do is basically join them all up onto these, and it gets a big wad of bloody stuff on there, and that's it. Exactly the same as what I've done on Max. I had to go and check out how to bloody do this again, watching a bloody video. But yeah, cool bananas. Right, so I've now connected the battery. I've got the cigarette lighter, it's just red to red, black to black. And if I turn the switch on, we get nothing. Why do we get nothing? Well, there you go, bugger that. So as we're connected, boom, boom. Now when I switch this on, boom, we have power. That should be showing you. Excellent, brilliant. Easy peasy. Righto guys, after blowing a fuse, going with my gut on the colours of these was incorrect, so I actually had to go to so I did buy it from eBay, and luckily it was still there, and they had the diagram of what the colours meant. Brilliant. So what I've done is the red wires are joined together out of the two lights. The blue from the switch gets connected to that. all the negatives from the lights go, and also the cigarette lighter go onto the negative of the big wire. So all negatives go onto there. And then this is the main one coming from the battery. The black one goes on the positive, and of course the red one from the cigarette lighter. And that is a job, well, not a job done, but that's working. So let's have a look. Switch on, boom. We should have 2 lights, brilliant. Come around here, so there's our switch. Lights are on, and as you can see, that little bloody light's lit up. Cool. And then of course the bloody, oh, there's our power to that. So that is done. Oh, that's a really awkward spot he's put this thing in. So there you go, guys. That is all wired up. So now when I'm going to disconnect it, I'm going to do a proper job on getting all these together and then make them all nice and secure and all that kind of stuff. Come back to you when it's all put back together, and hopefully that'll be the finish of this episode. Righto, guys, so they've been all put together, put solder on each of them. They've got the shrink wrap, so they're sealed up. I'm going to put some tape over that, then that will all get taped up. Hopefully that'll still have access for Chappie to be able to do his little compressor or whatever it is. Instead of it being down the side and hanging down there, it'll sit up in here. That should be all right. But we've got to do one more final test. Zoom you guys out. We'll do one final test. I'll just hook this bloody, oh, turn the bloody thing off. So lights, 1, 2, and brilliant. All running. Done deal. Brilliant. Righto, last time, guys, so that's it. Each individual group of wires was wrapped with the tape. Then I've done a final wrap like that. Put it all back together, done deal. Rightio, there we go, guys. So we have 2 spotlights on there, a switch, so when we turn them on, boom, we get that cool little light so we can see it at night time where to quickly switch them off. They're working, no worries. All new wiring all the way to the battery will last you a lifetime, even if I do say so myself. You don't have that little messy bullshit going on here. Your cigarette lighter, which is in a real shit of a spot, that still works. And I've still managed to keep your little, where is it, down here, there it is, that thing there, so you can still pull that out, use your compressor or whatever. Obviously having it there, you know, just tuck that bloody stuff down there and that's all sweet. Fantastic. Rightio, so I'll more than likely get people saying that the wiring, it won't last, blah, 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 the way I've just wrapped it around and put the solder and all that kind of stuff. I mean, people might not, but that's how I've done it. Actually, I haven't got the solder on max, and I don't have the shrink wrap on max. I only have tape. So those wires all just twiddled, wrapped up, and I've never ever had a problem with my electrics never had a problem with electrics on max. And I've had it for years and years and years. And cheap Chinese, not bloody Stedi Lights, the cheap, yeah. All right, so that's it. Stedi Lights, MCX 10. The cheap motorcycle handlebar switch with the little light. You can get that through Stedi if they've got it on there. I'll most probably whack some links to this stuff. I might even, I'll have a look on eBay. So I'll have the links to this and also the switch from them. And then what I might do is have a link to the Chinese lights of these and the Chinese switch of those. And if you're interested, obviously, pick whichever which way you want to go. It doesn't really bloody matter if you ask me. They are nice lights though. Well, there you go, guys. That is episode 6, done and bloody dusted. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hopefully that, I don't know what the hell I got, but I was just getting bits and pieces all over the joint. Righto, that's it. Keep on riding, and if you ain't riding, keep on keeping on.